Hey, good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful Monday morning. I got the entire trail to myself, it seems like. My nice little Alaska home shirt. Gonna be a good day. So I said I was gonna do this whenever I really started my YouTube going. I said I was gonna make this video because it was something, I won't say it angered me, I won't say it bothered me, but I think it needed an actual response. Because, you know, I could have did this on Instagram, but as we all know, Instagram, you know, you get a minute to say what you want, and sometimes a minute is not enough. Okay, there was nothing there, or I think there's nothing there. So, my boy Ryan, Rennie D, Mr. Fitness Informant. The funny thing is, I knew who he was. I didn't realize who he was. You know, I knew him from his wrestling back in the day, when he was a wrestler, throughout Minnesota, Wisconsin, places like that, throughout the Midwest. And I kept looking, I'm like, he looks familiar. Then on the podcast, that's when they said Rennie D. I knew who he was. He had a match with Al Snow. A really good match, by the way. So he has the Iron Union podcast. I will probably go try to find that episode so you guys can hear it. And I'm going to say it like this. 95% of the episode I agree with. Obesity is an epidemic in this country. It is. We're getting out of control with it. You know, whether it's, you know, just out of pure laziness, our schedules are fucked up, misinformation, I will say it is a really bad epidemic. And for those that don't know the difference between epidemic and pandemic, if it happens here, Canada, Mexico, it's an epidemic. It's a regional thing. The second it happens in, let's say, South America, Europe, Asia, oh, hey there.
Good.
Have a good ride.
Thank you.
Have a good ride. Ooh, that was scary. So, if it happens in another part of the world, it becomes a pandemic. So yes, obesity is an epidemic here in the United States. It is an epidemic we need to address. I'm not going to show them, but they're addressing it. They're doing something they love. They're on a bike ride. I'm doing something I love. I'm on a walk. So it is being addressed. The thing that I disagreed with is their method. One of their methods for addressing the issue, change of hands. One of their methods for addressing the issue was to walk up to somebody and pretty much just have the conversation like, hey man, you're fat. The reason I disagree with that is because this right here, and this is probably going to play into the title of this video. I've been thinking about what I'm going to name this video, but I think this is it. Are you walking in on chapter 1, the beginning, or are you walking in on chapter 1 for you? And for you, I mean the person who think you're coming to a person and you're having this conversation with them, and this is the first time they've heard it. Now, I always do break this stuff into chapters because I like to say my weight loss is chapters. Chapter 1 is the one where I decide just to get off my ass. You know, go for those walks. Go for those longer walks. Research nutrition, better nutrition. Clean up your diet. Clean up what you eat in a week. You know, don't eat Popeyes 5 days a week. Get it every 2 weeks. Get it every time you hit a milestone. Every time you you go down 10, you can have a 2-piece. Or, you know, on your birthday, instead of having a cheat day, just, hey, go at it. Have those, you know, brioche French toast that The Rock makes. Have that Eli's cheesecake, or that Chicago deep dish pizza that everyone knows I love. I'm from Chicago originally, so have that. Make that your cheat day, where it's a whole day. Have what you want. Don't feel guilty. Next day, get right back on the plan, because that's what it's about. It is about one day at a time, but if you slip up, you just got to get right back on. Stop thinking you ruined anything. You didn't ruin anything. But the question is, are you walking in on actual chapter 1? Are you going to really make this person change by just walking up to them, dun, 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 Captain Meathead? Or are they already addressing the situation and you're not seeing the results you think you should see, i.e., jacked to the gills? Let me tell you something real quick. Number one, being jacked does not mean you're healthy. As big as I am, I actually know people who are jacked with a little bit more visceral fat than me. Having all those muscles don't mean shit. Number two, it's embarrassing when you do have all those muscles and you don't realize that person can still kick your ass for just walking up on them. But number three, and this is the big one. This is the big one right here. After you have that conversation, what are you going to do? What are you going to do after you have that conversation with that person? Are you going to go to the gym with them? Are you going to go on walks with them? If not, you probably shouldn't have the conversation. Just leave it alone. Now, here's what I will agree with. Have the conversation with somebody you know. If that's what you want to do, have that conversation. I'm not against it. If, like, for example, Ryan. He's one of the first people I found. I found Fitness Informant when I really first started. And I didn't have the money for stuff like Ghost, Redcon 1. I didn't have the money for, USN. Didn't have the money for things like Ronnie Coleman. But his teaching, his education of what certain things do, I can take that and say, okay, let me go to Walmart. Yeah, I first went to Walmart. And this is another thing. Don't be embarrassed about where you start. Where you start is where you start. Start where you have to start. Start where you're at and work your way up. If something works for you, don't worry about it. Don't worry about having to, upgrade. But anyway, because he was teaching certain things and he was telling us, look for this much, look for that much of this. Your mother is a whore. So look for this, look for that, look for this much of this. This is what's going to work. This is what's going to make this work. I was able to get the ball rolling. And one of the things I was able to do, didn't cost a whole lot of money, actually saved me money, was get the nutrition on point. Once again, stop eating Popeyes every 5 days. Eat it every 2 weeks. Eat it once every 3 weeks. Hit a milestone. Hit a 10-pound, 20-pound milestone. You can have it. Get the 2-piece. You don't need the 4-piece. Get the 2-piece. Learn the things that you love to eat. Learn to make it at home. Because trust me, when you make it at home, it's going to be healthier because you're not putting a bunch of junk in it. Rediscover the foods that you love. Eat those. I love oatmeal. I used to eat oatmeal every day as a kid. I used to eat deer meat at least twice a week as a kid. I love deer meat, okay? It's healthy for you. And the beautiful thing is, now I can have it and not feel guilty. Sometimes I don't even want that 2-piece from Popeyes. But, once again, here's the deal. If you don't know that person, you don't know what they've already been doing. You don't know if they're down 100 pounds and you're walking in on their birthday, the day where they can just have, all they want is that piece of cheesecake. Don't go in and ruin it for them. Let them have it. You don't know that person. That's actually a good photo right there. Okay. You don't know that person. You don't know what that person has done to even get to the point they're at. You know, you're looking at them like you're looking at me right now at 3:30. Do you know that I was 470? Actually, just a little bit over 470 at one point. You probably don't. But you probably walk in and think you're telling me something major by telling me, hey man, you're fat, you need to lose weight. Okay, you're ignorant. By the way, I know how to wrestle freestyle and Greco-Roman, so I could tie you up like shoelaces. Get the fuck away from me. This is a beautiful walk. And to be totally honest with you, it's not the fact, if someone like Ryan, go back to that point, who actually does know me, he's witnessed the bulk of my transformation so far. If he came to me and right now and said, hey Brandon, you've done good, we need to push a little bit harder. You're starting to go back up a little bit. And during quarantine, yeah, I did. You know, I did put on 20 pounds during quarantine. He can say it because he actually knows me. If you don't know that person, just leave that person alone. Don't say anything because you don't know what they've done. You don't know what they're going through at that point. And no, this is not a health at every size video. This isn't a you could be healthy at every, even though it is funny, sumo wrestlers are what you would call healthy obese because they have, I think, about 8% visceral fat. The rest of it is the subcrust fat underneath the stomach. But that ain't the point. The point is, don't be Captain Meathead. Leave that person alone. If you don't know them, don't walk in. Don't even do it. Just let that person have what they're doing. Let people around them, let the people that actually know them and love them have that conversation. Anyway, I rambled on enough. This is about to be a 13-minute video. So I'm gonna get back to this walk. Here's the bridge. All right, so everyone have a good Monday. I don't know if I'm gonna shoot a video tomorrow. I might not. I really do need a rest day. So hope you all hit your goals today, whatever they are. Talk to you soon.